He's with the Lord. He's going to be taken care of. And one day, we'll see him again.
A candlelight vigil held for a Hazel Green teenager who tragically died after getting hit by a car Saturday night in Toney. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Naja Sherman.
And I'm Dan Schaefer. We begin with Way 31's Megan Reyna. She's live at Hazel Green at the Athletic Association where the vigil was held and has more on how the community is remembering the young teen's life. Megan?
Taylor Clements spent a lot of time on this field behind me, making memories, building friendships, and leaving a mark on this community. So people who knew him well and some who didn't came out tonight to show their support. It may seem like any other Wednesday night practice for this Hazel Green baseball team, but a part of their team is missing.
He was supposed to be on our Babe Ruth team. He was a good baseball player. I mean, he really was. He's played with my son since they were really tiny.
Krista Selby's son witnessed the tragedy Saturday night when Taylor Clements, just 13 years old, was hit by a car and died. But within tragedy comes a community taking the field side by side.
And when we can come together and support each other, love on each other, that's what it's all about.
Candle by candle lit, they remember the teen many call selfless, including his former coach, Scotty Wilbanks.
He'd give his shirt off the back to anybody. He was a strong kid. I've watched him get hit with a baseball right in the face, and the dude never cried, never took it like a champ.
A champ whose legacy is both on and off this field.
He was always smiling, just a happy kid.
We all want Taylor to be remembered forever.
Donations were accepted here at the vigil tonight. There's also a GoFundMe set up. We have a link to that on our website, waytv.com. Reporting live in Hazel Green, Megan Reyna, Way 31 News.
It is starting to warm up all across North Alabama. It's getting even hotter.
Way 31 Chief Meteorologist Kate McKenna has a look ahead at the rest of the work week, and it is going to be a warm one.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Temperatures continue to heat up over the next few days. We're talking back to the 90s by the weekend. Right now, though, I know it says we've got a mostly sunny sky. Obviously, we are past sunset right now. 72 degrees, wind out of the east at 10 miles per hour. Still a little bit of a breeze, but at times it's been gusting 20 to 25 miles per hour. Temperatures area-wide, we're still holding on to the 70s. 74 in Florence, 73 in Fort Payne, 70 degrees in Gunnersville, 71 in Moulton. We'll be cooling into the 60s by tomorrow morning, and for the time being, and really this is going to be the case for the next several days, the Way 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network shows us a quiet picture. We've got 3 radars, Decatur, Gunnersville, and Muscle Shoals. They all show us the same. As we get into tomorrow, told you we're starting in the 60s. We're not in the 90s for Thursday, but we are back into the 80s. 83 by 2 o'clock. By 3, we're at 84. It's very close to average for this time of year, but when we do hit the 90s, we'll be above average by about 5 degrees. And by the beginning of next week, we'll be close to record high temperatures. Looks like we're tracking potentially our first heat wave of the season, so I'll walk you through the temperatures of the long-range forecast and what it looks like on future radar coming up.
Huntsville City Schools announced it is starting its summer meal program in about 2 weeks. It's a free breakfast and lunch service for students 18 and under, and it's regardless of the parents' income.
Way 31's Alexis Scott spoke with the school system's child nutrition program director about what you need to know if you want to take part.
This year, there are 3 ways you can get your summer meals. One is by enrolling in one of the summer learning programs like they have here at Blossomwood Elementary. 2 is curbside pickup at various locations. And 3, general mobile site pickup. The director of the nutrition program says they're expecting even more kids to take advantage of it this year, and they hope they can take some stress off families.
It's been a challenge for everyone to navigate through the pandemic. And even now when we're trying to hopefully return to a sense of normalcy, parents are still needing a little help, and this is meeting them halfway.
Dr. Brad Scott is the principal at Blossomwood Elementary. This is just one of several sites where a child 18 years old and younger can get meals to pick up daily for breakfast and lunch. Huntsville City Schools offered this same program last year and had an enormous turnout, and this year they expect the same.
I expect us to probably see more because we have our summer learning programs at our various school sites. In addition to people are aware of what we're doing.
Henry Ward is the city's child nutrition program director. He says he's happy they can keep offering this service. It doesn't matter where your child lives or their economic status, they can get a meal. And when it comes to the shortages of food, Ward says they're prepared.
It is going to be challenging, but a lot of our vendors are assuring us that they will be able to meet the challenge and provide all of the needed product that we'll need to run the summer food service sites.
Ward and Dr. Scott say they know the need is there, and he knows there may be some parents who might feel ashamed, but they say it's nothing to be ashamed of, and there's plenty of support in the school system to help.
We're all family, and we're all trying to navigate through this situation and help each other out. And in Huntsville, that's what we're supposed to do.
Reporting in Huntsville, Alexis Scott, Way 31 News.
The meals are offered Monday through Thursday. Thursday also includes Friday's meals. If you can't make it each day, you can pick up the food for the entire week. To find out where all the locations will be and the times, go to our website, waytv.com.
Today, students in Madison County raised money for a great cause. As a reward, they got to throw a pie in their teacher's face. Walnut Grove Elementary PE teacher Ryan Swaim promised his students the privilege, and that's if they raise more than $1,500 for the American Heart Association. The students raised the money, and both Swaim and a PE aide made good on the promise. The students ended up raising more than $3,400 for the American Heart Association.
Scary crash on Memorial Parkway in Huntsville serves as a reminder to always move over when you see a stopped emergency vehicle on the side of the road. Last night, a driver rear-ended a Huntsville police car while the officers were in the middle of a traffic stop. The crumpled car you see slid forward, ended up hitting another police car that was parked right in front of it. One officer was taken to the hospital with injuries, but he has since been released. The driver who hit the police car was also taken to the hospital, but was later booked into the Madison County Jail on a DUI.
Turning our attention to the coronavirus pandemic, the FDA says the Pfizer vaccine can be stored at regular refrigerator temperatures for up to a month. Previous rules said the vials had to be stored in ultra cold freezers close to 100 degrees below zero. The FDA hopes the new guidance will allow for easier storage in pediatricians' offices since the vaccine is now approved for kids as young as 12. The European Union loosened its guidance for Pfizer cold storage last week.
Speaking of the EU, the European Union taking major steps to reopen its borders. The EU agreed that vaccinated travelers from countries with low infection rates will now be allowed to enter member states. Each EU member is allowed to set more specific rules from there. They expect the new guidelines to go into effect by June, hopefully in time for summer vacations.
Obviously, the pent-up demand is real. Right now, travel is being driven by policy. You take something away from human beings that they took for granted, and it's going to turbocharge.
A formal adaptation of the EU recommendation is expected to be released tomorrow. It's not clear whether travelers will be allowed from the EU. The Southeastern Conference says it will provide each of its 14-member universities $23 million to help mitigate the financial impact of the coronavirus pandemic. And money will go straight to each of the school's athletic programs. The SEC says it's getting the money from future revenue expected from more expensive media rights contracts. The conference says it hopes the schools will use the money to foster academic excellence and support student athletes, but it's ultimately at each school's discretion. Answering a burning question, the creative gender reveal put on by a North Alabama volunteer fire department.
Amazon likely got tax-funded incentives for bringing 500 new jobs to North Alabama, while we are unlikely to learn what those incentives are anytime soon.
I'm Way 31 Chief Meteorologist Kate McKenna. It is quiet right now all across North Alabama on the Way 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network. How long it stays that way and where these temperatures are going to be by the weekend coming up.
Coverage you can count on. You're watching Way 31 News at 10. With Dan Schaefer, Naja Sherman, Chief Meteorologist Kate McKenna, Sports with Lyndon Blake, and the Way 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network.
Tonight, a new Amazon fulfillment center promises to bring 500 new jobs to Huntsville annexed Limestone County, but they'll likely come at a cost. We know the state of Alabama did not provide incentives to get Amazon to select North Alabama for its new facility. We reached out to the city of Huntsville to see if it provided incentives. City leaders told us the terms of the agreement with Amazon prohibit them from sharing details. The CEO of the Limestone County Economic Development Association says it's important to work with a big company when so many new jobs are involved.
This whole region is very robust and has a lot going on. So anytime we have additional interest and then actual someone to decide to open here, and that again shows a vote of confidence not only from business and industry, but we feel like our citizens are appreciative of us working for them to have better paying jobs.
We don't know exactly yet when the new fulfillment center will open, but the State Department of Commerce told us it will be sometime this fall.
Amazon is ending its mask mandate for many of its fully vaccinated warehouse workers. The change only applies to employees in areas where local regulations do not require facial coverings. Workers will have to have a vaccination card to prove it's been at least 2 weeks since their final COVID-19 vaccine dose. Amazon says fully vaccinated employees can continue to wear masks if they so choose. Kroger is the latest big shopping chain to drop its mask requirement for fully vaccinated shoppers. Most of the grocery store's employees now work maskless as well if they're vaccinated. Non-vaccinated shoppers and employees will still need to mask up, and all employees in the pharmacy and clinic area will still be required to wear masks. The new policy goes into effect tomorrow.
New at 10, a local fire department helped an expecting couple make a big announcement. The sectioned volunteer fire department wanted to help firefighter Rylan Arndt and Maze Tomlinson welcome their child into the world. And you can see they used a fire hose with dye to make the gender reveal experience unforgettable. It is a boy. A big congratulations to Rylan and Maze.
Weather coverage you can count on with Chief Meteorologist Kate McKenna and the Wave 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network.
We've seen a good bit of cloud cover today, but also a fair amount of sunshine, and enough sunshine at least to warm those temperatures into the mid-80s earlier this afternoon. But right now we're all in the low to mid-70s, at least for the most part. 72 degrees in Huntsville, Decatur, and Muscle Shoals. 74 right now in Guntersville, still keeping some of that cloud cover in place. And you can see that in the distance there on the Way 31 Air Care System Sky Camera Network. But if we're just looking at the radar side of things, that's a very quiet picture across all of North Alabama. On the Way 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network, Muscle Shoals, Decatur, and Guntersville. We're not picking up any rain right now, just a little bit of noise on occasion, especially around our Guntersville radar site, and that's about it. I mentioned the cloud cover, I mentioned some sunshine, a good mix of both here in this sunset view over Cherokee. This view sent in from Porter Johnson, so thank you very much for submitting that one, Porter. If you want to show us a video, want to show us a picture, whatever it may be, good weather, bad weather, we'd love to see it. Share at waytv.com is the best way to get us those images. Tonight we're down to 66 degrees. That's our forecast low. We hold on to a good mix of clouds here. It's breezy, but it's still mild. Wind out of the east-southeast at 5 to 15 miles per hour. It's that wind that helps keep the temperatures up even as we go through tonight, and even with a little bit of cloud cover again for tomorrow. But really what I'm seeing here on future radar as we go through tonight into your Thursday morning, we'll start the day with sunshine. We keep it through the afternoon, just a few passing clouds here and there. Your highs tomorrow, low to mid 80s. I think that this data source is a little bit conservative with temperatures both tomorrow and on Friday, because as we go through tomorrow night into Friday morning, we'll start the day with temperatures back to the mid to upper 60s. Friday afternoon, this data source says, we'll be topping out in the mid 80s. I think we'll be in the upper 80s Friday, and then the 90s are in store for the weekend. Good news here is that breeze is going to help us. I know it's a warm wind, but we don't have to worry much about feels like temperatures, heat index values just yet. It's going to be feeling like 83 by 2 o'clock. Actual temperatures will be pretty close to that value. To give you an idea of what we're going to have in terms of rain or lack thereof, watch future radar starting Saturday all the way into Sunday, all the way into Monday, now Tuesday into Wednesday. Hardly a blip of green over North Alabama. There's that chance for a pop-up shower or storm by Wednesday. It's getting to be that time of year, but that's really it for the next 7 days. So if you've got that garden planted, the kind of heat that we've got over the next week or so, you're going to need to start watering that regularly. 90 degrees Saturday, 93 on Sunday. back to the mid-90s Monday and Tuesday. Trash Panda's back at home on Tuesday.
Coach Saban has a message if you're planning to visit Bryant-Denny Stadium this fall, get vaccinated.
Well, he says it's critical to shoring up upcoming game days in Tuscaloosa.
College football season is right around the corner, and with many guidelines lifted, Coach Nick Saban has a message for Alabama fans.
We want Bryant-Denny Stadium loud again this coming season. Roll Tide.
To make sure this season goes off without a hitch, Saban encourages all eligible Alabamians to get vaccinated. Saban partnered with the Alabama Department of Public Health to get that message out. Alabama football will kick off its season right here on Way 31. The Crimson Tide will square off with the Miami Hurricanes in the 2021 Chick-fil-A kickoff game from Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz Stadium on September 4th. And this is the first meeting between the two programs since Alabama's victory in the 1993 Sugar Bowl. Kickoff is scheduled for 2:30.
In Florida, 5 juveniles are in custody after a high-speed car chase ended in a spectacular crash, all caught on camera. Take a look. You're watching a stolen SUV speeding through traffic on I-95 in Broward County. It's the Fort Lauderdale area. Watch this. Driver tries to make a quick lane change, clips that other SUV, and ends up crashing into an exit ramp, median overturning. 5 people were in that car. They're all taken out, cuffed, arrested, taken to a children's hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Cops weren't messing around there. Luckily, no one else was hurt in that ordeal. It's unclear what, if any, charges those juveniles are facing, but police say the case is still under investigation.
Hamas officials say a ceasefire in its deadly conflict with Israel is, quote, imminent, possibly within 24 hours. A Hamas leader described there being a, quote, positive atmosphere around the talks to reach an agreement with Israel. There has been no comment from Israel on a possible ceasefire agreement being reached. Earlier today, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he will continue Israel's military operation in Gaza until its, quote, objective is achieved. A new drop box system at Ardmore makes getting the non-perishable goods you need as easy as taking them out of a box.
Now, the food bank that's making it as convenient as ever to help those in need.
And now sports coverage you can count on with Way 31 sports anchor Max Cohan.
From the loser's bracket to the championship game, both Ardmore and Skyline had to play 3 games on Wednesday if they wanted a chance at the title. Trailing 4-1 in the 6th inning, Satsuma made things interesting against Ardmore. Caitlin Booker shoots this one out to center, just out of the reach of Maddie Simmons, and that will plate 1 run. Later in the inning, a sac fly goes about as deep as one can in the park, clearly deep enough to score a runner from third, and all of a sudden, it's a 1-run game. With 2 runners on, they'd escape trouble with an incredible diving snag by Bree Daly. The Tigers would not allow a single run to score the rest of the game, forcing a winner-take-all Game 2 for the 5A title. In the second game, Ardmore would come on strong, scoring the game's first run and keeping runs off the board with incredible throws like this one, nailing the runner at third. but the Gators only allowed one Ardmore run all game and scored with long drives and squeeze bunts as they captured the state title with a 6-1 win. Needing a win to play for the 1A title, Skyline ran into trouble early against Brantley. With a couple runners on, Caden Dunn absolutely tees off on this one. The outfielders don't even move as this one flies over the left field fence. A 3-run shot in the first helped the Bulldogs build a lead that they'd never give up, claiming the blue map with a dominating 11-3 win. We'll have more softball from Oxford tomorrow. Reporting at Chakalaka Park, Max Cohan, Way 31 Sports.
As we get closer to summer break, Athens High School's baseball and softball programs are hosting a fun opportunity for kids. They'll host a baseball camp for ages 5 through 12. That's June 28th through the 30th. A softball camp for ages 6 through 12 runs June 14th through the 16th. Costs $75 to participate. Campers will learn the basics of hitting, fielding, and pitching.
The DeKalb County Sheriff says he is so proud of his county's newest DARE graduates. The 5th grade students marked an end to their program with an exciting ceremony. There were lots of local law enforcement in attendance. DARE stands for Drug Abuse Resistance Education, and it helps teach students to lead lives free from violence, substance abuse, and other dangerous behaviors. The DeKalb County Sheriff says his department is so lucky to have such amazing teachers in the program. The iconic Queen Mary is in need of some king-sized repairs. According to the Long Beach Post, minimal renovations have been done over the past few years, which makes it vulnerable to flooding or even capsizing. Last month, a marine engineering firm inspected the ship and says it needs about $23 million worth of work. That's on top of the $23 million the city gave to the ship's former operator for repairs, most of which were never completed. The Queen Mary is owned by Long Beach, but it's being leased to a real estate investment trust that filed for bankruptcy earlier this year.
An Ardmore food bank is helping its community in a whole new way. Christians Helping Others introduced its new Blessing Boxes program. People can drop off non-perishable items in one of the 2 boxes currently open in the Ardmore area, and then people can go to the boxes and just take whatever they need. A woman who lives in Ardmore says she hopes the boxes will add an extra level of convenience for people to get help.
Some people doesn't have food or they be needing extra stuff. And I've seen homeless people, I've been seeing people sleep on the streets or even sleep on a bench over there because there's people all over the world that need stuff.
The first 2 Blessing Boxes needed city approval to be placed in their respective locations. They were approved by the City Council unanimously. You can find the locations of the Blessing Boxes on our website, waytv.com.
Tomorrow is National Rescue Dog Day, a day to learn about all the ways that a canine companion can improve your life. More than 3 million dogs go into U.S. shelters each year and are waiting for forever homes. These 4-legged friends can offer a lot of benefits like protection, love, and comfort. Some can even be trained as service dogs or emotional support companions. Studies show that pet dogs can help relieve depression, anxiety, and even PTSD. If you want to ease into dog ownership, get involved in a local shelter because they can always use volunteers. Even if you're allergic, you can still donate to rescue groups. If you have a rescue dog in your life, you can celebrate the day and connect with others using the hashtag National Rescue Dog Day on social media.
Well, it's starting to feel like the dog days of summer. We're not quite there yet, though, at least not even officially in the summer season or the unofficial start of summer when it comes to Memorial Day. We still got one more weekend to go. But look at the 90s. 90 degrees on Saturday. As we get into Sunday, it's 93, 94 for Monday and Tuesday. Trash pandas are back at home on Tuesday. Fortunately, it'll be a little bit cooler by first pitch there by 6:35, but it is going to be a fairly warm evening regardless. Lots of sunshine, minimal rain chances in that forecast.
For 24/7 coverage you can count on, local news, breaking news, and severe weather, go to waytv.com.
1 hour with Jimmy Kimmel is next, and the news is back with Nightline. Thank you for joining us and have a great rest of your night.